What's going on, y'all? I'm back. Definitely one of the first topics I wanted to talk about was definitely at San Diego Comic Con 2013. The hugest news to really hit this year, even more so than Guardians of the Galaxy, even more so than The Walking Dead trailer, even more so than things about the new X-Men movie that's about to come upon us, in my opinion. This news centers around an announcement that Zack Snyder came up. I actually have a video. I'm going to post it at the bottom of the link. They actually got Henry Lennix to speak on his behalf. Zack Snyder comes up and he says, "I have something really huge I want to tell you, but because my voice is not it's not as epic, I want Henry Lennix to actually do it for us." So of course, Henry Lennix played the commander or the colonel of Man of Steel. He's been in movies like The Matrix. Um, he's a good actor, but for this role, they wanted him to specifically be to tell this, and I was like, I didn't understand what they were talking about. So then he starts off reading. Okay, he says, and I'll read it to y'all. I want you to remember, Clark, in all the years to come, in all your most private moments, I want you to remember my hand at your throat. I want you to remember the one man that beat you. Then after that, they reveal and they show the Superman logo on the silhouette behind it is a Batman logo. The world's finest, y'all. I kind of alluded to it in the last video I was with, but I definitely wanted to talk about it more because simple fact is, as soon as I even looked at it and invested, I was thinking back to something. And 1 second, I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about. So instantly, any of y'all have seen this, or if you've seen the Dark Knight Returns comic book, you know towards the end, the major fight with Superman, which is in part two of the actual movie series, that is when the older Bruce Wayne actually makes this comment to Clark. And then they have this epic battle. Bruce has gotten an actual suit that's designed and amplified and modified to counteract Clark, Kent, Superman, Kal-El, whoever you want to call him. And it's one of the most epic fights ever. So why present this to Comic Con now? You just introduced a brand new Henry Cavill as Man of Steel. You just started a brand new reboot. Why even bring something up like this? To me, it's not them alluding to saying like they're gonna have like this older Batman and he's gonna be coming up against like this new coming alien. I don't think it's like that. I think they wanted to bring an element of clear consciousness that this man, Bruce Wayne, has a problem with everything that's taken place within the Man of Steel continuity movie. Take it like this. You know, I love the movie. When the terraforming event happened, okay? Now, set aside the fact when he went to Smallville to try to help his mother and help people there, that tons of soldiers got killed, tons of talented people got killed in Smallville. Uh, these aliens, these Kryptonians, already had done some other things that possibly led to other people's death beforehand. But when the terraforming event happened, which was like a straight up, straight down virtual motion of gravity that's expanding out, where not only are just buildings, but you see people are flying in the air and crashing into the ground, flying in the air, crashing to the ground. This goes on through at least 30 to 40 minutes of movie. So in movie time, these are hours. People are just getting annihilated on both ends of the earth. So, Superman stops this, okay? Granted, even the final fight with him and General Zod, he stops General Zod in the most epic way. But during the whole fight sequence, he's crashed through buildings. Buildings are crashing around them. There are people dying everywhere. There are billions and billions of dollars that are lost in Metropolis and in different locations And so then when you think about a breach that happened with the satellites, when General Zod makes the announcement that he made, that in and of itself is money as well, because that takes away from broadcasting, it takes away from folks that have satellite imagery, that have specific spectral analysis that are going on as far as military. So that's money lost right then just for that little snippet of time. And the national security is threatened. So, okay, the real Batman from the comic books, not alluding to necessarily Christian Bale's Batman and the Christopher Nolan franchise. I'm talking about Batman. Batman is a character that he always is a step ahead. He always has a knowledge base of what's going on around him. He's a detective. He's very counterintuitive. He's very intelligent. He's very rash. He will do whatever it takes to make sure not only Earth is protected, but that there's a balance. You know what I'm saying? So with this man, this Superman, this Kal-El, this Clark Kent, who's now said to the military, I don't care what you do, you're not gonna be able to stop me, and there's nothing you're gonna be able to do about it. I have my own terms. Like it's not like you just bring me down. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And I mean, he didn't sit there and say, I'm going to go to the Daily Planet, live my own life, and fight crime at the same time. He didn't say that, but he's going to say, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. You can't stop me. So at the end of the movie, I'm thinking to myself, okay, Lex is going to have a problem with that. Lex is already going to be jealous. He's already going to be upset because a lot of his stuff and equipment were destroyed in Metropolis because of the events, even though it wasn't Kal-El's fault. And then it's just his personality. Lex is like that. I mean, he's a billionaire. He's very smart. He's very counteractive, and he's psychotic. So my thought, of course, was that Lex is going to be featured in the Superman 2 or Man of Steel 2. My thought didn't go, okay, I did see a Wayne satellite, and I did see that it was going to be like, okay, Batman is implied. That means it's going to talk about it in the universe. These people are saying now that not only Lex, not only Lex, but this goes as far as Bruce Wayne having a problem with Superman. Dare I say, Batman, I think before it's all over, I mean, I think they will come to a resolution. Of course, Batman's not going to be like all passive with him, but I think their first interaction is going to be very negative. I think they're going to go head to head. It's like anybody that's seen, I'm going Marvel now, anybody that's read the comic book Civil War, you could allude and see in Avengers when you finally see Tony Stark and Homeboy, Captain America, they first meet, they're very combative. It's like this butting of heads, and that is a precursor, you know, to what's going to happen in Civil War. So, I mean, of course, they work together and work it all out, but you're like, wow, this is epic. This is a whole nother level because to have these two people in the same universe, the world's greatest detective, the world's greatest martial arts, the world's, in my opinion, first and best natural hero versus the best superhero that's gone through so much, especially within the time frame of this movie and beyond that, it's gonna be crazy because now with the death of General Zod, to me, the way I see his death, I think that that is what propels him to never want to kill a person again. Even if it's something so dire or whatever, he would never try to actually kill a human being. I just don't. After what happened and Zod being his very last, and I'm sorry for these spoilers if you haven't seen Man of Steel, but his very last connection with his people and dying like that, that to me was his lesson that he needed to learn of the value of human life and that he cannot go to that level or he would lose himself to it. So with Batman coming up at him like that, I think, all honesty, Batman's not going to give him much choice but to fight. I even think about the fact, I thought Lex, now, I still do think Lex, General Zod, when he pulled off his suit, that suit is still there. He pulled it off, and to me, that was ample opportunity that Lex Corp could take that, manipulate it, modify it into what we now see as Lex's big suit. But think about this. Bruce sees everything. He's already probably developed his own suit in and of itself, or his own way of trying to combat him. And now they have not mentioned kryptonite at all. Zack Snyder alluded to that in this movie. That was not something to be existing. The only thing close that they had was with the environmental change within the ship and the confines of that. But the ship, that fell and crashed as well. What if, now this is just theory, I'm not saying they're going to create kryptonite, but they could use certain things from the ship to actually make that. In between Lex, in between Bruce, and the protection and national security on Bruce's side, and then just the arrogance and the wanting the death of Superman from Lex's side, Man of Steel is in trouble, y'all. And I mean, Bruce is gonna get to the core of who Clark really is, one way or another. But just from the simple fact of just Bruce Wayne gonna be in this movie, it's gonna be epic. I don't know who they're gonna cast. I would love to see Christian Bale back in it. They'd have to make it a whole different kind of Batman if he was gonna be in it. Whoever they put in it, he has to be a detective. He has to be able to interact with folks that are not just human, but he can adapt to anybody or anything, no matter what their ability is, no matter how strong they are, like, and be able to go at it. It's just a whole different kind of universe. But at the same time, it can fit in. I mean, they can make it work with the Christopher Nolan universe. But what's gonna happen? 2015, we got it, y'all. Officially announced as well. After this point, Flash in 2016, Justice League in 2017. Thank you, DC. Make sure you continuously make good things like this. Oh, that reminds me. Today, I'm not going to be doing a review on Conjuring. I'm not going to be doing a review on Pacific Rim. I'm going to be doing a review on Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox. The movie, I want to tell y'all, but I'm going to save it for the review. I've seen it. I'm going to tell y'all about it. Tell y'all what I loved, what I disliked. But DC, do your thing. Bring Young Justice back. Bring Green Lantern back. Bring Batman Beyond back. I mean, don't worry about the little things like trying to please the kids. The kids are not stupid. I mean, Teen Titans Go thing, the Batman Beyond the Bat. Don't go there, man. Anyway, World's Finest coming 2015, officially announced. You hear it. SCL0320 is hyped about it. Comic Con, San Diego. I wish I was there. Next year, I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be announcing with other folks from there. Y'all heard it first. SCL0320 out, kicking. Y'all have a blessed day. Later.